Hey, welcome back to the channel, the Popthusiast. I'm Paul, and in today's video, we're going to open over 50 Funko Soda vinyl cans and see if we pull any chases. Some of these I bought from various retailers, and other ones I bought from local collectors that had already opened them, and so they're commons. But I don't remember which is which, so we're going to find out and see if we get any chases. So before we get into it, in case you've never seen or opened a Funko Soda before, we'll start with the DC line. So I'm going to grab a Poison Ivy here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this a little bit closer. So what these Funko Sodas are, they're not actual liquid. There's about a 2.5 to 3 inch vinyl figure in each can, and each can has a chance for a chase. And so there's a number on the side of the can. In this case, it says 12,000. That tells you how many cans were made, and there's a certain percentage of these cans that are chase versions, which is a variant version of this character, whether I think for Poison Ivy it's a glitter diamond version. But that's cool that Funko made each can that you get a chance as a chase variant for these, unlike with Pops and other types of figures that they've had where there's only a certain number of them that have chases. So the cans have really cool art design on them. It shows you an art version of the common vinyl figure. This one has a shared convention exclusive sticker, and it also says on the side, refreshingly fun, although you can't drink it. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. We'll open them up kind of one right after the other, show you what I got. If it's a common or a chase, we'll put it on the spinner, take a close look at each of the vinyl figures, and see what we get. So the way that you open these is you open the top of the actual lid that pops off like this, and the figure comes in a black sealed bag. And there's also a Pog little figure that will tell you if you have the chase or not, but it has some art on the first side, and this is a common, which it says here, this is one of 10,000. So that means there's 12,000 total, 10,000 of them are commons, and 2,000 of them are chases. So let's go ahead and open up the bag and see what the common looks like. And it comes in this bubble wrap little baggie as well. So here is Poison Ivy. So you can see it's about a 2.5, 3 inch figure. She's holding a rose, and she is just kind of in a basic pose. I've noticed that, and we'll see what the other ones look like, but the kind of human-looking characters, their faces are kind of smooshed together, their eyes are kind of close together, and have like blocky like heads, which makes sense for the size of the figure. So I don't know if I like that quite yet. We'll see how these look as we get them out of the cans. But here is Poison Ivy. The other cool thing about these Funko vinyls, as far as how people display them that I've seen, is sometimes people will display them in front of the can like this on their shelf, or they'll put the figure on top of their can, or you can also stack the cans on top of each other, and they fit pretty nicely that way. So there's a lot of different ways to display these as well. So I guess it makes sense to open up the Harley Quinn next. So she is a 12,000 piece, also a convention exclusive, all 2021 summer convention exclusive. So here is her can art there. So she is also the common version. So this is the classic Harley Quinn in her comic book outfit. She's got the huge mallet and her Harley Quinn red, black, and white suit. Okay, sticking with DC, next let's look at Captain Cold. So Captain Cold, the Flash, one of the Flash villains, 7,500 total pieces. So for him, we received the common version. I believe the chase version is a flocked furry version. So here is Captain Cold. So he's got his blue and white parka outfit on, his freeze gun. He's got like a snarl on his face and a little bit of a cleft chin. So this is a really neat figure. Kind of looks like he's got like a baby bonnet on his head. Okay, next let's look at another Flash villain. This one is Godspeed. So there's the can art. He is a GameStop exclusive, or was a GameStop exclusive, and it's 15,000 total pieces. So when I open him out of the package, he is the common. I believe the chase is a glow in the dark, but here is Godspeed. So he's got the yellow and white outfit with the kind of, he's a speedster as well, so he's fast like the Flash, and he's got kind of the crackly blue lightning around him. So really cool recent character of the last 3 or 4 years, I think. So you notice how he kind of has the blocky head as well, like most of these figures do, which makes sense for the size that they are. Okay, next let's open up Martian Manhunter of the Justice League, 10,000 pieces. He is the common. I believe the chase is a glow in the dark. But here's Martian Manhunter, really cool. He's got his blue cape and classic comic book outfit, kind of blocky face as well. But also a really neat vinyl figure. Okay, another DC character, this time it's Batmite. So he is 10,000 pieces, and he's an alternate reality version of Batman. So for Batmite, we got the common, and he is in his blue and gray suit here. I think the chase is a black suit. And this is a really neat vinyl figure. He's got kind of the impish moccasin shoes on, and he kind of reminds me of the Noid from Domino's, the Domino's Noid figure. Okay, let's stick with the more DC line. So I have two Joker cans. So this is the classic comic book Joker. So you can see his art on the can here, the front and the back. So there were 15,000 of him, so he's more of a common soda. All right, so when we open both of these guys up, we ended up with two commons. Okay, so here's what he looks like. They're the same, so I'll just show you one on here. So here's Joker in his classic purple outfit. He's got the walking stick and the creepy grimace on his face. Really cool vinyl figure. Even his shoes are cool. Okay, next DC character, let's go with Superman. So Superman is also a 15,000 piece can. And I believe the chase for Superman is Bizarro, which is one of the chases I would love to get because it's different than the regular vinyl. And we got the common, definitely a cool figure. So he's got his hands at his hips and kind of got this confident grin, cleft chin. They have the little swirl of hair on his forehead and the cape. And I'm glad to see his red underwear is outside of his pants, so we won't even talk about the era where it was not. All right, next up, also with the Justice League, we have the Flash, another 15,000 piece. I think this is a more recent soda that came out. We got the common. So here is, this one's a little bit odd. So I don't know what kind of a pose that is. His arm's just kind of at his side. He's got this weird kind of smirk on his face. But it doesn't have that electric lightning like the Godspeed vinyl character has, which that, you know, maybe a missed opportunity. Maybe that's what the chase looks like. I don't know. Maybe it's a glow in the dark. I'd have to check. But here is the Flash. So let's continue with the Justice League. I think this is the last Justice League vinyl from DC. Here we have Wonder Woman, 10,000 piece can. She is the common version as well. So here's what she looks like. So kind of goofy. So some of these human looking characters, like their facial features are just kind of squished together a little bit. So she kind of looks like one of the Jetsons or something. I don't know, her got kind of a Pinocchio looking nose coming out. So I don't know if I really love this vinyl figure that much. With the face anyway, doesn't really capture Wonder Woman. Looks like a cosplay Wonder Woman. Okay, next there's a few more DC ones. Batman Beyond, let's do that one. So this was from the Funko Shop exclusive for Batman Day that most recently happened. 15,000 pieces. Okay, so when we open him up, he is the common version. And I think the chase was metallic, but this is a really cool figure. I really like this one. I actually gave a few of these away in my Facebook group, Funko Pop Fans, when the Batman Day happened. So here he is, really cool black and red outfit. He's got a really cool grimacing square jaw, and his bat wings are kind of on his back, but tilted in. And even the front part of the wings are red too, if you can see behind there a little bit. They painted the front of them red. So there's Batman Beyond, probably so far my favorite piece out of this whole all these cans so far. Okay, I think this might be the last DC can that we have. This time it's the Batman Who Laughs, which is a Batman villain, 10,000 piece PX exclusive. And I think this chase is a glow in the dark as well. So this is the common, which is fine. As you may know if you watch my video, if you watch some of my other videos, I don't really like the glow in the dark ones. So this is really cool. So here is the Batman Who Laughs vinyl figure. So it's got a really creepy grin. He's got the weird visor on over his face and the really gothic type outfit. So really neat vinyl figure. Okay, those are all the DC ones. I do have some random ones here before we get into some of the Marvel. So here, let's start off with John Wick. So the John Wick movies. Here's the can art. So to me, that doesn't really look like John Wick on the can. But this is a 15,000 piece, and I think the chase is a bloody version. So this is not the chase, it's the common. And so here he is. So this looks like John Wick to me, actually. So unlike the can art, so here he is kind of with a one fist clenched, long hair. He's got a pistol in one hand. He's got the classic low-hanging sideburns. So there is John Wick. Next we have from the Goonies, Sloth. I think there's only this character out of the Goonies so far that has a vinyl soda. So this is 10,000 pieces. And I think the chase version of him has the Superman shirt, which it would be really cool to pull. And so this is the common version without the Superman shirt, but a really neat vinyl figure. So here he is, Sloth, holding the candy bar like he was eating in the movie. So really neat, captures this character really well. It's got the red suspenders and the blue shirt. Okay, and then here's another one, Bob Ross. Of course, we all know Bob Ross, 12,000 piece. And the chase, I think, for this one is flocked. So this must have been one I bought from a local collector. It doesn't have the bag, but there's 10,000 common pieces. And so here is Bob Ross. So he's got his paint, his brush, and his paint here. Of course, he's smiling. Bob Ross was a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. So here's the Bob Ross vinyl. Really, really cool. Okay, so we have from the Year Without Santa Claus, we have a couple figures here. We have a Snow Miser, which is 10,000 pieces, and a Hermie, which is 10,000 pieces. Okay, let's open the Snow Miser first. I think the chase is like a diamond sparkly version. So we got the common. So here is the Snow Miser. This is a really cool vinyl figure. So that looks like the Snow Miser. He's got the icicles hanging off his nose. And then here is Hermie. So this is a smaller figure, which makes sense, I guess, because Hermie's an elf. But here he is, the common version of Hermie. So these are really cool. These are, I think, the only two cans I have from the holiday set. I think there's a Bumble and a Yukon Cornelius as well that I don't have. So before we get into the Marvel ones that I have over here, there's a couple other ones. So I did pick up 2 of the Freddie Mercury from Queen cans, hoping to get a chase. He's one that even though it's, I think, a diamond glitter, which I'm not usually into, he would be one that I would like to pull. So I think I ordered these from an online retailer. They were having like a 50% off sale. So these ended up being like $7 a piece. And it's the common. So here he is with the, I think is it the Wembley 1989 concert? I might be wrong on that, but here he is with his hand up holding a microphone. And the other one is a common as well. So this one is, there's 20,000 of these. So there's 16,700 commons. So a lot of commons, and I got 2 of them. Okay, so we have 8 Marvel cans here. So the first up, let's go with Scarlet Witch from the MCU. So she's got her outfit from the most recent Vision and Scarlet Witch Disney Plus series. So here's what she looks like. So here's another one of the human characters with their face kind of smushed together. I don't know if I like that. I don't know how else they would be able to do these faces on the vinyl figures, but I don't know. There's something about it that just isn't as appealing to me as maybe like a regular Funko Pop or even some of the mystery minis. But here she is, and you can see the outfit kind of has the designs that she had in the MCU series as well. Next up, we have Deadpool. So Deadpool is 15,000 pieces, and I think his chase is he's holding a unicorn, and this is the common version. This is a really cool figure. I like this one a lot. So there he is, kind of smirking, 2 thumbs up, classic suit. Even has like the little saggy part of his mask on the back of his head here. Swords in the back. So there we have Deadpool. Okay, next we have Black Widow. I think from the MCU also. So 15,000 pieces. And so we have the common. I think the chase is the white outfit. And so this is the kind of black and gray outfit. So, and yeah, again, the face is just kind of wonky to me. Anyway, here is the Black Widow. She's got 2 really nasty looking weapons. Kind of not really a pose, just feet kind of together. All right, also another Avenger. We got a 20,000 piece Iron Man. Okay, we open him up. It's the common. So here he is, Iron Man, and it looks like the MCU movie suit, which is fine. That looks really cool. It's a little bit darker than I would expect. I think it would have looked better if it was more like brighter red, maybe a little bit more comic booky than the MCU suit. Okay, next up we have the one and only Stan Lee, which is a 10,000 piece, and this is him in a superhero outfit. So this one is really neat, even though it's a human face. For some reason the eyes they look bigger, the head's bigger. So maybe they would have, if they made the heads a little bit bigger, I would like some of these. But I really like the Stan Lee. So he's got a blue and white superhero outfit with a red cape with an S on the belt for Stan, of course. All right, next we have I think this is an MCU version of Spider-Man. So this is a 15,000 piece, and I think the chase is the recent black and gold suit. So this one looks really cool. Even though it's not really in a pose, I guess it can't really be in a pose because it wouldn't fit in the can, I guess, if the arms were moving around. But then you got someone like Freddie Mercury who's his hands up, so maybe they could have done like a thwippy hand or something. It still would have fit in the can, but so I don't love the pose, but the suit looks really nice, and the head and everything looks really nice. So here is the MCU Spider-Man. Next we have Captain America. So Sam Wilson Captain America, 12,500 piece. I don't remember what the chase version is supposed to look like. And it looks like we got the common. So this one looks cool. It's a bigger head as well, so the facial features don't look so wonky. But really neat, so the hands aren't as tight to his size as the Spider-Man one, but he's got his shield. Really nice sculpt and details here on the armor and the suit. So here we have Sam Wilson. Maybe the chase had the wings on it. That I don't know how that would fit in the can, but it would be cool to get a winged version. And last but not least of the Marvel sodas, we have Baby Groot. 15,000 piece. So looking at the Pog, it looks like this is a common as well. And this is the Ravager suit Baby Groot. So a very small one. So this is from the second movie, I believe. So here is Groot. So at least his hands are posed in a different way and he's kind of smiling. So here is Baby Groot. Okay, so next up we have some Hanna-Barbera animation and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Masters of the Universe stuff. So these are some of my favorite lines of Funko Pop, so it made sense to get them as soda cans as well. So let's start with the Masters of the Universe. So we have, first up is Merman. So this is a 7,000 piece can. And I think the chase is a blue version, but this is the common. So this is really cool. A green merman, hands at his sides again to fit in the can, but he's got his sword. So here is the common merman. Next up, we have Tongue Lasher, 10,000 piece. So he also is the common, and so here is what he looks like. I think the chase is metallic, which I really don't care about. So here's Tongue Lasher. So he's holding a snake staff, got his green tongue sticking out. So here's another snake-related villain for Master of the Universe, Cobra Khan, which is a 7,500 piece can. So no chase with this one either, but this one looks cool. So one arm at his side and the other one has his orange, kind of looks like a Nerf gun. But here is Cobra Khan. Okay, we have two Beastmans, so another villain of Masters of the Universe. These are 10,000 piece. And it looks like these are both commons as well, so we have no chases so far, which is fine. But here are the Beastman, or Beastmen. So here he is as a common, so one hand's at his side and he's got his whip on the other hand. So really cool. This one turned out looking exactly like Beastman. Another villain here, we have Webstore, and he's a Toy Tokyo limited edition 2021 exclusive. There's only 5,000 of him. I think the chase is metallic, which I don't care about, but here is Webster. So he's got his kind of three-pronged weapon that looks like it's tucked into his back. I don't remember why, but here he is in all his blueness. Okay, here we go. One of my favorite characters as a Funko Pop, we have Stinkor, who I think is a villain. The pop, if you don't know, has a bad smell to it on purpose. It's a scented pop. So it'd be cool if they did a scented Stinkor. I don't think so. Maybe the chase is scented, I don't know. I think it might be flocked, but this is 8,000 piece. So here's what the common looks like. So looks pretty cool. He's got a blue shield. Looks like Stinkor. Doesn't, well, it's got a vinyl smell to it, but not intentionally bad smelling. Okay, I think that might be all the villains. We do have a couple hero Masters of the Universe. So we have two Robotos. So these are 5,000 piece limited edition from the also Toy Tokyo 2021 con. And it looks like we struck out for both of these. These are both commons, but they look really cool. So here's the Roboto men here. So Roboto, you can see through in his chest and all the gears and the wheels in there. One of his hands is a gun. And the other one is at his side, but it's not as stiff at his side like, you know, Spider-Man. In the last Master of the Universe, we have Prince Adam, which was also a 2021 convention exclusive, 18,000 pieces. And he is the common, but definitely looks pretty cool. So this one I like. He's got the cleft chin and the head is big enough to fit the features. He's holding a sword, but he's got the pink and purple outfit, which was always interesting to me. So here is Prince Adam, which is, of course, He-Man, if you didn't know. Okay, so last but not least, we have more animation over here. So we have a bunch of Hanna-Barbera and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let's just go ahead and dive into whatever I pull and go from there. Okay, first up, from the Underdog series, let's look at, I think this is pronounced Savoir Faire. I don't remember this character at all. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I'd have to look it up. But his chase version is looks different, I think, than the common, which is good. So let's see if we pull a chase. And I do want to mention I did get this from a newer online store called First Form Collectibles, which I would suggest trying out. So they had sent me a mystery box recently, and this was in it. So thank you to First Form Collectibles for sending me that. Let's see if we get the chase. So looking at the Pog, we got the chase. So one chase out of 50 million so far. So You found the chase 1 out of 1,200. So only 1,200 chases out of the 7,000. So let's see what the chase looks like. So here he is, Savoir Faire, I think is how that's pronounced. So here's the chase, Savoir Faire. I don't know what the common looks like. I'd have to look that up. But I guess it looks more like this. Here's the Pog art on that. So this is super cool. So this is my first soda chase ever. I was hoping to get one, in one of these. So here we go, Savoir Faire. He looks like maybe kind of a melodramatic character. So like he might be in a play or something. Kind of got his hand out dramatically. So super cool, our first chase. All right, next up we have 2 Rosie the Robot cans. So Rosie the Robot from the Jetsons, 10,000 pieces. So your fingers kind of hurt a little bit ripping these tops off. Now I think the chase version is metallic of Rosie, so let's see what we got. All right, so it looks like we got the first one is a common. So here, oh, this looks really cool. Here is Rosie the Robot. It's a nice, detailed, kind of hefty figure. Looks exactly like Rosie the Robot. Like she's getting ready to say something or do something, so this is really cool. And looks like the other one is also a common, so the same as this one. So Rosie the Robot from the Jetsons. Next up, let's look at, so we have Muttley from Wacky Races, and I think I have, a Dick Dastardly as well. So let's take a look at these guys. Muttley is 12,000, they're both 12,000 piece. So here is Muttley, so this is cool. So he's pointing to a medal that's on his chest and kind of smirking. And then Dick Dastardly is the common. So here he is. So this is cool. So he's got his hands in his pockets, kind of a sneaky dude. Grimace, long, evil guy mustache. So here is Muttley and Dick Dastardly. So I absolutely love the Wacky Races. I have all the pops as well, except for I think Rufus Roughcut, which is hard to track down. One thing I will, excuse me, one thing I will say with these vinyls that they say refreshingly fun. I mean, there's this vinyl smell to them. I mean, I guess maybe you're not supposed to open 50 cans back to back, but there definitely is a strong vinyl smell to these. Okay, next we have Huckleberry Hound, 6,000 pieces. I think there's a couple different versions of Huckleberry Hound out there, but this one is so it's the normal one, which is fine, the blue regular version of Huckleberry Hound. So here he is. He's got one hand out, one hand at his side, kind of a smile, nothing too flashy. Okay, next we have Frankenstein Jr., so another 7,500 piece. It seems like most of these Hanna-Barberas are like 7,000, 7,500 compared to like some of the 10, 20, 18,000 piece DC Marvel ones. So Frankenstein Jr. is the common. So here he is. I think the chase is glow in the dark, which I don't really care about. So this one looks really cool. He might be my favorite Hanna-Barbera one so far. So he's got a robotic smile on his face, the F on his chest, hands at his sides. He's got a cape that's kind of too small for him. Frankenstein Jr. Next we have Jabberjaw, 6,000 pieces. So here is Jabberjaw. Really neat figure. I also have the pop, which isn't as valuable as I would expect it to be, but it's still an awesome pop. All right, then we also have from Hanna-Barbera Secret Squirrel, 8,000 pieces. So here's Secret Squirrel. So he's the one character that makes sense that his hands are in his pockets because they usually are in the cartoon, and also his Funko Pop. I think he has one hand in his pocket and he's holding a pistol, I think. But here is Secret Squirrel. Okay, next up we have, not necessarily Hanna-Barbera, but it is in the same kind of cartoon line. We have Duck Dodgers. Daffy Duck is Duck Dodgers. He's 8,000 pieces. So I don't know what the chase is supposed to look like for him, but we did not get the chase. So this is the common. It might be the neon glow version of him, which there's a pop of too. This is really neat. They did a nice job on this one. The head is big enough, it's got a huge beak, and his hands are open. Very kind of confident look. Okay, next up we have a few more Hanna-Barbera. Here's Grape Ape, 6,000 pieces. We do have the 6-inch pop as well of this guy. So I don't know if the chase is supposed to be furry, but this is the common. So here's the Grape Ape. So he is a little bit bigger vinyl, which makes sense. He's a bigger character. So here we have him in his green outfit and kind of purple pinkish hair and skin. Here we have, this is I think the most limited piece out of this whole bunch. Here we have Bingo from Banana Splits. And this is 3,000 pieces and is a 2021 Fall Convention exclusive. So it looks like we got the common of Bingo, which would be really rare to get the chase on this one. There's only 500 chases and 2,500 commons. So here we have Bingo. I think they just came out with the elephant from this line too that's on pre-order. But here is Bingo. So I like that they have his hands actually gesturing. So you can fit a gestured pose in this can. So I wonder why they don't do it more often. Maybe it's just a lazy mold. I'll just pick on Spider-Man again. In the last Hanna-Barbera can, I believe, from Scooby-Doo, we have the Spooky Space Kook villain. So he is 7,500 pieces. So this is really cool. So here he is, the Spooky Space Kook in his blue astronaut-like outfit. And it's cool how they have the head, like it's attached to the top, so it looks like it's floating in there. The skull is floating. I think the chase might be a glow-in-the-dark version of him, but here's the Spooky Space Kook. Okay, last but not least, we have one of my favorite sets in any kind of line, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let's start. I think I have all of the characters so far. Looks like I'm missing Michelangelo, but we have Leo, Donnie, and Raphael here. So these are all 12,500 pieces. And I think the chase versions are glow-in-the-dark, which again, I don't care about. So we'll open each of these up. All right, so Raphael is a common, Donatello is a common, and Leonardo is a common. All right, so let's look at these out of the can. There's Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and no Michelangelo yet, but we'll pick him up at some point. So these look really cool. I really like how they did these turtles. It's the classic cartoon versions of these turtles. It would have been cool if the chases were like the grayscale version of these. I don't think it is. I think it's a glow in the dark. But here they are. They definitely have different facial expressions that match their personality and character. All right. Recently, I think this one just came out recently. Here we have Casey Jones, 10,000 piece. Okay, and we got the common. So there's 8,400 commons. Here is Casey Jones. This is a really neat figure. He's got the cricket bat and a couple more bats in his backpack there. So really neat. Okay, getting into some of the villains. First, we have Baxter Stockman, 10,000 piece. So we'll open his bag up. I think his chase is a glow in the dark. So here we have Baxter Stockman in his bug version. So this looks really cool. They captured him pretty well. He's got the forearms and the wings, and he still has like the scientist sweater outfit on. So Baxter Stockman. Okay, next up we have Bebop and Rocksteady. So we'll start with Bebop, and he is a common. So here is Bebop. Looks really neat. And then Rocksteady is also a common. So here he is. He's got the knife in his hand. I still remember when I first got the original action figures for these two characters. Still have them. But here is Bebop and Rocksteady. Not the smartest individuals, but really cool in pop vinyl form. And last but not least, we have Shredder, 12,500 pieces. And I think the chase is a metallic, but we got the common. So here he is, Shredder. So this looks really cool. They did a nice job on Shredder, even though his arms are at his sides. Looks exactly like Shredder, the original cartoon version. So there you go. We opened over 50 soda cans. We got one chase, the Savoie Foy, or Foie, however you pronounce that, which is cool. I don't know if that's typical. Again, not all of these were retail sealed. I did buy some of these from collectors that were already commons and opened, or they had looked at the POG and knew that it was common. So I don't know how good this ratio is. You know, I'm sure I see people pulling soda chases all the time. So you know, we'll do more of these openings and see if we get lucky and get some more chases. But at least we got one. So make sure to let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and if you like the soda vinyls, if you collect them, or maybe you're going to start collecting them, or maybe just certain lines. To me, for the most part, I like these. I'm not a fan of some of the human faces that are a little wonky and kind of the eyes are close together, or of the stiffness of some of the characters where their arms are just kind of really stiff to their sides, like they're in like a sarcophagus or a coffin or something. But I understand they need to fit in the can, but you do have some, you know, poses that are not just stiff and they do fit in the can. But overall, this was really cool, so I'm really happy with this. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you next time.